Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into this incredible story from a classical Buddhist text, and it's all about a young seeker and, well, a very unusual classroom. It's a story that asks a really cool question. What if real wisdom isn't about what you're told, but about how you learn to see?
Yeah, let's just start with that big question. Think about it. If you really wanted to understand the deepest truths of existence, where would you even go? Who would you ask? And what would that teacher say? Would they hand you a book, give you a long lecture? Or maybe something else entirely? So our story follows this really determined young pilgrim. His name is Sudhana, and he is on the ultimate quest for enlightenment. He's traveling all over trying to learn from the wisest teachers he can possibly find. And his journey brings him to this place called Lion Sprint City because he's heard there's a renowned sage there. Now, Sudhana isn't just looking for simple answers. He's got this one single, profound question that he asks literally everyone he meets. It's the whole reason he's on this journey. You see, his mission isn't just about achieving enlightenment for himself. He wants to understand the entire path of a Bodhisattva. That's a being who's dedicated to compassionately helping all other beings. He wants to know, how do you even learn to walk that road? So he asks around the city, and people point him toward the teacher he's looking for, a wise woman named Vasumitra. But here's the thing. She doesn't live in a simple hut or a quiet monastery. No. She resides in a place that's almost impossible to describe, the Palace of Vairocana Treasury. So picture this. As Sudhana steps inside, the very ground beneath his feet, it's not stone, it's not wood, it's shimmering, transparent crystal. It's like he's walking on a frozen galaxy.
And holding this magnificent structure up aren't just ordinary columns. Nope. They are massive pillars carved from this deep, celestial blue stone, lapis lazuli, and they seem to be glowing with their own inner light.
And the walls? Get this. The walls themselves are constructed from pure, unbreakable diamond, just catching and throwing light in this dazzling explosion of rainbows in every single direction. And the light that's filling this space, it's not just streaming in through the windows. It actually seems to be born from them, radiating from countless brilliant sources. The whole place just has this otherworldly glow. So inside this absolutely incredible, jewel-encrusted palace, Sudhana finally meets the teacher, Vasumitra. He bows super respectfully, and he asks her the one question that has guided his entire pilgrimage. Okay, so this is it. The big moment. What ancient secret, what complex mind-bending philosophy is she going to share with him? What profound scripture is she going to quote to this totally dedicated student? Her answer is stunningly simple. It's almost baffling, right? She doesn't give him a book. She doesn't give him a lecture, not a single word of theory. She just tells him to look around. You can imagine he's probably a little confused. But hey, he's an obedient student, so he does what she says. He turns his attention to the palace itself. And what he sees, it's not just architecture. It's the entire universe unfolding right in front of his eyes. Because within every pillar, in every facet of the diamond walls, in every single glittering jewel, he sees the complete life story of all enlightened beings. I mean, everything. From their very first compassionate vow, through countless lifetimes of practice, to the moment they achieve enlightenment, teach others, and finally enter into ultimate peace. He sees this whole cycle over and over, repeating infinitely everywhere he looks. So as you can imagine, his mind is totally blown by this vision. He looks back at Vasumitra, and she finally gives this extraordinary teaching a name. She explains what just happened to him. She calls it the gateway of perfect wisdom, or Prajñā in Sanskrit. And it's a lesson that has to be seen, not told. It's a way of knowing where the classroom itself is the curriculum. It's suggesting that true understanding isn't just a collection of facts, it's an experience. And this is where it gets even crazier. Vasumitra explains that by mastering this one gateway of just seeing, she unlocked countless others for herself. They're called dharanis. You can think of them like mental gateways or keys to total knowledge and memory on basically every subject imaginable. And the few you see here, that's just a tiny, tiny sample. So, how many of these gateways did she actually unlock? The text says she gained 1 million asamkhanyaya of them. Now, asamkhanyaya is an ancient Sanskrit word for a number so huge, it's considered incalculable. We're talking like 10 to the power of 140. The lesson contained in that palace was, quite literally, infinite. But even with all this boundless, visionary wisdom,
Vāsamitra's teaching has a really surprising ending. And this is so important. The journey is not over. Not even close.
She tells Sudhana that she's taught him all that she knows, this one profound gateway of seeing. But to learn more about the Bodhisattva path, he has to keep going. She actually points him to his next teacher, a monk named Supratisthita, in a whole new land called Three Eyes. He has to continue his pilgrimage. It seems like it's endless. And that, right there, is the heart of the whole story. What it's suggesting is that true learning isn't about finding one single final answer. It's about embracing this infinite path of discovery, where every bit of wisdom you gain just opens the door to a million more questions. Thanks for joining this explainer.